All right, gang. Our next speaker is the Executive Director of the Armenia Tree Project. Since 2015, she has led its growth from 200,000 to 1 million trees planted annually. Please welcome Jeanmarie Papelian to the stage.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Jeanmarie. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Sevan. Thank you, the Highland Project. I am here today with my colleague, Nanor Shirikjian, who is our Development Director. And before I forget, Nanor and I have brought some of our recent annual reports. If anybody wants to learn more about Armenia Tree Project, ask one of us for one of those. Okay, so Armenia Tree Project, I know a lot of you have heard of Armenia Tree Project. For those who haven't, I'll give you an overview. And actually, for those who have heard of Armenia Tree Project, maybe you don't know some of the details of what we do. Armenia Tree Project just celebrated its 30th anniversary. We were established in 1994 by Carolyn Mugar. She's an activist from the Boston area. And during those dark days of the early 1990s, Carolyn was in Armenia, and she saw that people were cutting down trees, even in the city parks, to burn them to heat their homes. And so she saw the need for the tree project. And we started small in the first year, planting 45,000 trees. Now, this year, we're gonna plant 1 million trees, so we've done pretty well. Throughout our history of the past 30 years, people have said to us, how can you be doing something like planting trees at a time like this when Armenia is suffering all these other crises? And our answer is that it's exactly a time when Armenia is suffering crises that we need to be planting trees, because planting a tree is ultimately an act of hope for the future. And during dark times, hope is in short supply. Now, of course, that's leaving aside all the other benefits that trees provide. They clean the air, they clean the water through their root systems, they reduce erosion and dust and help prevent landslides, and they create habitats for animals, and they provide fruit and nuts to people in rural villages, all those things. Armenia Tree Project is a big operation these days. We have 80 year-round employees in Armenia who operate our 4 nurseries, take care of the trees, plant the trees, so on and so forth. And during the spring and fall planting seasons, we hire another 500 to 600 rural villagers annually. So we're a big employer. Our mission has always been to use trees to improve the standard of living of people in Armenia. And we focus on those with the fewest resources first. We take that mission very seriously, and we are, by planting trees, creating economic opportunities for people who are poor. I want to give you a quick overview of our programs. The most visible program, the one that we started with in 1994, is what we call community tree planting. That's our urban forestry program. That's the program in which we will green a schoolyard or a park or a churchyard. Some of the tourist sites that you might visit have our trees there. If you've gone to the Horvirat Monastery, you see our trees there, for example. Echmiadzin has lots of our trees there, places like that. We'll plant, like I said, a schoolyard, and then we'll also go in and provide environmental education to the children in that school, because it's very important that the next generation of Armenians be better caretakers of the environment than their parents and grandparents were. And actually, that's not true just for Armenians, that's true for everybody. We all need to have the next generation be better caretakers of the environment, of course. So community tree planting is one of our programs, the first one that we started. Over the years, we have greened almost 1,800 sites all over Armenia, and when Artsakh was still with us, in Artsakh as well. Forestry is now our biggest program, and over the years we have planted 1,500 hectares of new forests in Armenia. Forests are important. There's a variety of reasons why Armenia lacked forests, but it's about 10 to 11% forest cover in Armenia right now, and the experts say that the ideal forest cover would be 20%. In order to reach the 20%, Armenia would have to plant about another 800 million trees. So my million a year doesn't look that impressive in light of that, but we're doing the best we can in trying to lead by example in planting healthy trees and establishing new forests. I mentioned our environmental education program. We have 2 environmental education centers in Armenia that host about 10,000 student visitors every year. We also go to schools all over the country and provide environmental education and hands-on activity to kids. We've created eco clubs in schools around the country as well. And we have a program in the United States called Building Bridges, where we go into Armenian schools in this country and we do environmental education with them. I don't know if any of you have or had a relative who visited Armenia with their school and spent a day with us and planted trees with us. Nobody? Aram did. His kids did. St. Stephen's in Watertown has a 5th grade trip to Armenia every year. The kids spend a day with us. They visit our nursery. They get a hands-on activity at the educational center, and then we pair them with children, local children, their own age, that we've been working with, and they all plant trees together. We call that Building Bridges. It's a really great exposure for the kids, and also for kids who are on school trips to Armenia. The trips consist of a lot of museums and monasteries, and it's nice to have a break and get outside and get your hands dirty, things like that. A couple other programs that I want to tell you about in my limited time are our Backyard Nursery program, which is a micro-enterprise program that we've had for more than 20 years. In this program, we give rural villagers seeds, tools, and instruction, and they grow seedlings in their own backyards. When those seedlings are ready to be planted at one of our sites, we buy them from them. We have 113 families in this program right now, and this is a program which enables rural villagers to stay in their villages, even though there aren't many jobs to be had in those places. It's a really great program. And finally, I want to talk to you about the program we developed a few years ago to help the people of Artsakh. After the war in 2020, we heard that the terms of the ceasefire resulted in a loss of agricultural land. And we went into Artsakh and we built 51 greenhouses, 49 of which were in the backyards of villagers in Martuni and Askaran. We gave them seeds and hand tools and taught them how to grow vegetables more intensively. We didn't know the blockade was coming, but it turned out that those greenhouses were a lifeline for those people during the blockade. We were able to get some seeds in during the blockade. It was complicated, but you can fit a lot of seeds in a very small package, and so we were able to do that. And when Artsakh fell and everybody came to Armenia, we found those 49 families and we asked them what they needed. And we spent the last year doing a lot of things like winter clothes and school supplies, but now we're starting to build them new greenhouses in their backyards as they settle in places in Armenia and they can, again, grow food to support their families. A couple of things I want to talk about. We've heard about siloing in the Armenian community. Armenia Tree Projects, we operate in a unique space, right? There isn't any other environmental organization in the Armenian diaspora or in Armenia that's doing what we do. And we are careful to remember what our limitations are and our skill sets. I think Silva mentioned this, I see a lot of overlap between other Armenian organizations that everybody tries to do everything. We know we can't do everything. We had a recent experience in a village where we had planted a small community forest, and the sponsors of that forest visited the village and they wanted to contribute to renovating the school. Well, we don't do construction projects. We happily introduced them to our friends at the Paros Foundation, and the Paros Foundation renovated the school, and we worked collaboratively together. And I think sometimes Armenian organizations are reluctant to do that, but we are careful to stay in our lane. We're the environmental organization, that's what we do. The final point I want to make is about the women, and it's International Women's Day. Armenia Tree Project was founded by a woman, is run by a woman. Our director of operations in Armenia is a woman. The entire US staff are women. And in Armenia, about 50% of our employees are women. Most of the backyard nurseries are run by women because, as many of you know, in the villages, the men are often gone. They go to other places to seek seasonal work, and the women are running the show. So we're very proud on this International Women's Day to be a supporter of women in Armenia. Thank you very much. This has been great. It's a great opportunity for me. Oh, there was one more thing, and Nanor is going to kill me. We're celebrating our 30th anniversary in Yerevan this spring. If any of you are going to be there, we're celebrating between May 12th and May 14th and 20th, sorry. May 14th and 20th, there's gonna be some parties. You can come and plant a tree with us. You can visit some of our sites and see them. So I think if you're gonna be in Armenia, you should connect to us, and we would love to show off our work to you. You'll have a great time.
Very nice.
I'm over my time, thank you very much.
All right, round of applause. Thank you, Jeanmarie. Lovely.